Self-driving cars aren't just a thing of the future anymore, as they're already on the roads over in Grand Rapids. Since 2022, GoMarty has used these vehicles to offer free public transit, and now they're shifting into high gear, expanding services across Itasca County to meet growing demand for accessible transportation. Northern News Now's Ella Schoberl shows us how this expansion is making a big difference for rural and tribal communities.
A transportation service is putting the pedal to the metal in rural Minnesotan communities by expanding their free rides and autonomous vehicles. GoMarty is well known in Grand Rapids for providing on-demand transportation in self-driving cars. And now they're shifting things into high gear to reach more of Itasca County.
It was really important for us to also reach out to rural communities that we needed to link into the services that Grand Rapids offers.
They've added 70 new stops in neighboring communities, including Cohasset, Deer River, and the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe Reservation. And to make things more convenient, the company is revving up its service, expanding the vehicle lineup and extending hours to include evenings and weekends. Community members say that these upgrades are making a real difference in their lives.
Well, we don't have any kind of accessible, affordable transportation evenings and weekends, and that's when most of the social events happen.
Since it's launched, GoMarty has provided over 35,000 rides to community members in Grand Rapids. And now riders in neighboring towns, including the Leech Lake Band, say that this will give them access to vital resources in the Grand Rapids area.
And hopefully we can further that partnership and we can have transportation all across northern Minnesota here and have that access for our people to have to the businesses, the community, and the schools.
Now, all of that and more will be one ride away. You can set up a ride with GoMarty in the Grand Rapids area by using their app or calling 218-GoMarty. In Grand Rapids, Ella Schoberl, Northern News Now.
And get this, GoMarty said they also have an over 90% repeat ridership. Some